Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Bible in Order Faith Friday special edition here with my friend Maria Collins. Maria is celebrated for her literary contributions, including two best selling books, The Joy of Becoming. It's not how you get there, it's how you grow there. And The Abundant Life. Top thought leaders share their secrets for living an extraordinary life. Her writing resonates deeply with readers, offering transformative insights and a roadmap to personal growth. She's an international life coach with a rich international business and leadership background. Maria offers strategic guidance and transformative insights to achieve success in all areas of life. Her coaching has empowered countless women to overcome obstacles, find clarity, and take bold steps toward fulfilling their potential. She's a motivational speaker with a magnetic presence on stage that captivates audiences worldwide. Her motivational tasks inspire women to break free from limitations, embrace their power, and pursue their dreams fearlessly. Maria's speeches create a lasting impact, fostering a sense of purpose and motivation among her listeners. Maria Collins, what an honor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, David. I'm so honored and excited to be here chatting with you today.
It's so much fun. I just have to say, wow, that intro. I need you or somebody who wrote that for you to write mine because that was amazing. But it's true. It's not just fluff. Like you've actually done these things and you've seen this success. What does it feel like? I mean, when you think of yourself 20 years ago, did you ever imagine you would have two best-selling books?
No, not even 5 years ago, I wouldn't say I would
Wow.
have two best-selling books because, yeah, it was a God thing. Absolutely God thing.
Um, that is amazing. What's the inspiration behind writing one book? And obviously you've written a couple, but what inspired you to go down that road?
What inspired me, it was a God calling me to do that. And because the book is the things that I went through in life, right? Transitions and growth in my own life, my experience. That's what God has spoke to me. Like, you have lived this, and you have, everything, you grow through it. Now you have the expertise to teach somebody else by your testimony and help them to overcome those things as well, right? So, the liars, the devil plants on our heads, the limiting beliefs that we have on our heads, or the self worth and knowing who you are, knowing your identity in God, and that know that He put you here in this earth for a purpose and for a reason. And as long as you're awake and breathing, you have a purpose here.
We definitely have a purpose. Maria, what was the journey like for you discovering that purpose? I mean, um, you've done a lot with family, professionally, educationally. You've traveled the world, but what was it that led you on the journey of discovering your purpose and why God put you here?
That's a great question. I love that. It was I think that clicked really hard when, after I had babies, and I had my first daughter in corporate America, which I thought would be, my life. I loved it. It just everything changed. All my focus, everything I wanted to do life changed. So I think that's when God gave me the opportunity to leave the corporate America and stay home. That I was like, okay, I think I had my identity attached to that. So
Yeah.
that now I'm speaking that out loud. That's funny. So when I got the opportunity to stay, and actually, when COVID happened, we all had to stay with ourselves. And then you have no other options. You either deal with it with yourself and try to figure out who you are, what are you here for, what's your purpose, right? There's more in life than just me,
Yeah.
or you go down in the rabbit hole, right? So I took that time to actually ask God to help me to identify, to show me what was it, right? What am I here for? What is the purpose of my life? I want to create a legacy, right? I want my kids to grow. I want to have good humans in my house that are here that to make a difference. They're our leaders, right? They're not followers. They're here to impact lives. So just asking all those questions, like, I need to be a good example for my kids, for them to know that they are able to accomplish what they want, and taking the time to answer them, right? And
Yeah.
praying and ask God to reveal to me those things. That's when I I had that click of, yes, I'm here to help other women that have been somehow, held back, either by the lies of the enemy, and help them be set free, that know that they are loved, that they have gifts, that no matter what they do, they are here for a purpose, even if it's if it's a staying home mom and raising amazing children, or it's going out in the work and doing the work out there, or doing it at all together. That's my journey. That's where I'm doing here, and evolving every day. And the more I learn and I grow in this aspect of life, that's how I can help them as well.
It's clear from speaking with you, from viewing your work, that you genuinely have a desire to help people, specifically women who
Mm.
maybe were in a similar place or maybe are in a similar place to where you were. Um, can you share a success story of how you've been able to help somebody who was stuck professionally or personally or relationally or some other way?
Yes, absolutely. So I had this girl I was helping, and she had she had a she had got her yoga business running, but she also wanted to do essential oil business, right? She had this idea, but she had a lot of limiting beliefs on that to actually bring that to life. So I started coaching her, and we worked through that, how to bring that to life. Also, in that process, she had some boundary issues that she was facing. So she used to say yes to a lot of things, but then at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, right after she said yes, or when she had to go do the whatever she said yes for, she would hate herself, not be happy for what she needed to do, right? So all that conflict inside of her. So we also work through creating the boundary, right? Just saying no to the things that are not aligned with your vision, or are not moving you forward to your goals right now, right? It is okay. And all the big aha was that it was all her perspective, right? She thought people wouldn't like her if she said no, or they would like
Yeah.
her less if she said no. And when she starts saying no, she saw that there was actually the opposite. Everybody started respecting her more, right? Her
Mm.
time, and the barriers that the boundaries she was placing in her own life. So it was a great breakthrough for her. So she just lifted all this weight out of her when she was forcing her to say yes to things that she didn't want to do it. And every time she said yes to something, she was fully hearted to it, right? And then
Wow.
she was
Yeah.
happy, and she was serving, and she was doing the things that she loved. In addition to, bringing this whole other side of her business and creating all these amazing essential oils products that she does now, and she sell them, and she, bless so many people with it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Sorry. You you emphasize the importance of embracing one's unique gifts and building confidence in your books. Um, what are some key strategies or exercises from one of your books that you could use to help individuals identify and leverage their strengths more effectively?
Yeah. So one of the things I struggle with before, it was like, what are my gifts? What are my strengths? Right? Because your gifts and strengths usually come so naturally to you that you might not even notice that
Mm.
you have them. Right? So I remember reading this book that talked about, go ask your best friend, go ask your husband, go ask somebody that loves you and lives with you, because they will easily tell you. And I did that for myself before. So that's why I implement that in my book. And one of the exercise is asking a loved one. especially if you're married, right? Your husband or your best friend or somebody that is very present in your life, ask them, like, what do you think are my gifts and strengths? And then, in addition to that, right, knowing where they are, how to better utilize that in different areas of your life. Sometimes we might tend to look into our weaknesses and try to make them stronger, right? And if you actually focus on your strength, which comes naturally to you, you have, higher probability to succeed and enjoy more what you're doing, right? Your weaknesses are important, but you shouldn't focus on it so much, but focus on your strengths and then just continue to grow into those areas of your life.
Yeah, Maria, that's so good. I mean, we hear a lot of people. I think historically, when I was younger, I used to hear a lot about relationships and how important relationships are. And then it seems like for the past 15 plus 20 years, maybe everybody's been focused on like personal growth and personal development. How do you see the connection between personal development and building meaningful relationships? And can you provide some tips from your book on nurturing both of those simultaneously? Because, I mean, don't we need both?
Yes, absolutely. And um, I read this before. It says, like, you become a lot like the five people you hang around a lot, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why the relationship and how much you grow, it's important. So tell me who you walk with, and I'm going to tell you who you're going to become, right? So that is, if you're the smartest cookie in the room, it's time for you to find some new friends that are going to challenge you, right? They're either doing what you want to do, or they're ahead of you. They have the type of family you want to have, they have the type of relationship you want to have, right? You need to be around those people, and
Yeah.
then they will stretch you, they will call you out, right? I like-minded people, Christians, people that value what the Bible says, because that's what we have in our house, right? So we are surrounded with friends, with families that have the same values that we have and want the same things for life. So the more you align with people that are willing to grow and wanting to grow, the more you're going to grow with them. And another thing that's very important for women, I think, and have experienced this in my life and many others, heard from many others, is when you have a relationship, when you have a friend. I always say this to my clients: is every time you leave that person's presence, right, or you spend time with them, how do you feel? Do you feel energized or you feel drained? If you feel energized, if that person add value, you're feeling good, that's a great relationship. If you're feeling drained, you need to rethink how much time you spend with that person.
Mhm.
Because there are people out there that will drain your energy, right? And I'm all about serving, I'm all about helping. But there's people that don't want to be helped, and that's okay. And you don't have to spend your time with them then, because you have goals and you have visions and you have things that you wanted to accomplish in your life. And if they don't want it, it's totally fine. You don't have to try to drag them with you. Just meet
Yeah.
them where they are.
It reminds me of the story where Jesus was preaching and he was in a house that was so packed full of people that his mother and brothers and sisters came and they're like, come, this is out of hand. You need to come home now. But they couldn't reach him because the house was so full. And so the disciples were like, hey, Jesus, your mom's outside. She wants you to go home. And he turns to the people in the crowd and says, this is my family. These are the people,
Mhm.
the people who are busy about doing the will of my Father in heaven. Talking about that, being aligned with people who have that like precious faith or at least have the same morals, the same moral compass is so important. But do you have any advice for people who need to break off or at least limit access to certain people in their lives, but they're struggling
Yes.
with how uncomfortable that can be?
Yeah. Just know that it's okay. Like I said, right? You don't have to do life with them. Even your family, your blood family, right? Your family of orange. In our church, we have this family of choice
Hmm.
term that we use, right? So you can choose the people that you live your life with. Even if it's your family, you can choose not to spend as much time with them because, again, right, if you're growing and the person is not growing, like they're gonna either drag you back, right, or suck the life out of you. So it is okay. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you're not going to spend time with them. You can just limit the amount of time.
Yeah.
You can set some boundaries for it
Yeah.
and make sure that you, especially if you have a family, if you have like my husband and I, we were very intentional about that. We have kids, so we want our kids to be aligned with families that have the same values as us, right? So if a family doesn't, and the kids don't behave very well, or they, they're not aligned with our vision, like we're not going to spend a lot of time with you, and that's okay. And that's
Hmm.
okay. If you need our help, right, if they're looking for advice or anything, we are happy to help and serve, but it doesn't mean that we have to be spending a lot of time with them.
Yeah. It's really surprised me during my growth journey over the past 15 or so years how much successful people really long to and desire to help people who have not yet achieved that same level of success. Have you experienced that? Have you had people reach out to you and say, we want to help you, or at least maybe not use those words, but to show you like we want to help you guys get to where we are?
Not in that matter, like not everybody that reached out to me and said that, but for every person that I ever reach out to and said, I I honor you, I admire you, like you're an example for me. I love the type of family you have. Can we have a coffee? Can I ask
Hmm.
questions? Can you help me, right, understand? I want to learn what your journey of having what you have today. I know it takes work. I know, throughout challenge, and I see that with other women in our church, for example, right, that they have older kids, and or they have been married longer than we have, right? So just listening to the things that they have done to overcome the trials that comes
Yeah.
with life, with relationship, and then learning from it, because then when we're facing those trials that we will face, right, life is not going to be always easy and there are trials. So having the tools and the knowledge and experience of people that have gone ahead of me, it has helped me tremendously in my family and my relationships as well. So I love that. And I have never experienced somebody said, no, I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
No, I can't help
Yeah.
you. It's totally the opposite. So, but I have experienced myself being afraid of asking. So that's a different perspective,
Yeah.
right? Because then it's
Yeah.
not them, but it's all me creating this the scenario that they're gonna say no. But the reality, it's not that. They are always happy to help.
Yeah. Since you've been growing professionally and helping others come along and grow uh, professionally and relationally and spiritually, how do you see God using your business to change lives?
It's funny because I am my business, right? I am my brand. I am the and the way that he uses me anywhere, right? Not just through the business. The business is where I'm trying to growing into a bigger way of touching lives, right? But he shows me every day, right? It's in a smile that I can give somebody. It's on a word of encouragement, right? Every time I talk to somebody, and Bible studies that I'm in, or Bible studies that I'm leading. My husband and I, we lead the premarital class, right? Just looking, just watching how God can use us, broken people, just with our experience and what we have, we grow through it. Now, by sharing how He helped us, we can help and impact so many lives,
Mm.
right? So it's the business, what I want, my vision, my goal is just to amplify that, right? And be able to touch more women at once.
It's incredible what you're doing. I can tell just in our conversation that this is real, that you really are impacting lives, that you're helping people grow. Um, Something that I'm very passionate about myself, helping people believe that there's something more that God is calling them to. How can people reach out to you, Maria, to learn more about your business or to get a copy of one of your books?
Yes, you can find all of that in my website, www.mariacollins.com. You can see there's a link for my book. There's a contact information. I have a blog as well. There's my blog posts in there. I'm also in social media. So yes, you can go into my website. You can connect with everything.
Is it Maria Collins or themariacollins.com?
Do Maria Collins.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify themariacollins.com, and copies of your book
Mhm.
are available there. And if somebody was interested in learning about life coaching with Maria Collins, who's who are the best candidates to reach out to you? I mean, what does let me rephrase the question. Life coaching with Maria Collins exists for who? Who is most going to benefit from signing up for coaching with you?
Yes, that's a great question. I love working with high achiever moms, either working or having their own business. I am very passionate about balancing work and personal life, helping with growth and purpose and fulfillment in life, and being present and creating time freedom so you can connect with your loved ones and enjoy life now, right? So all about time management, blocking, scheduling, being present, self-help, self-love. And yes, I'm all about that.
That's wonderful. Maria Collins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for talking about growth, something I'm so very passionate about. Thank you for doing what you're doing for the world, but especially for the kingdom of heaven.
Thank you for having me, David. It was a pleasant talking to you today.